Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 10 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 10 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter quadratic equation. The lessons we're going to cover today are characteristics of quadratic equations, complete a function table, quadratic functions, graph quadratic functions in vertex format, transformations of quadratic function. Here I am on grade 10 math. Let's just start with the lesson that is quadratic equations. Let's just start with the first lesson, characteristics of quadratic functions. Okay, let's just start with the lesson that is look at this graph. What is the y-intercept? So y-intercept is the point where the graph is crossing through the y-axis. So here's the point from where the graph is passing. So that is 5y equals 5. The y-intercept of the parabola is the y-coordinate of the point where the parabola meets the y-axis, right? So y-intercept is the point where the graph is intersecting the y-axis, right? Let's just start with the test. Look at the graph. What is y-axis? Which is the correct option? Look at this graph. What is the y-intercept? So the graph is passing through the origin, right? That means the y-intercept is 0. The y-intercept is 0. Option number 1 is the correct option. Look at this graph. What are the coordinates of the vertex? So you can see here is the point that is known as the vertex. So the vertex is 0, 0. Option number 2 is the correct option. Look at this graph. What is the equation of axis of symmetry? So the equation of the axis of symmetry is, here is the vertex, right? So the line that is dividing the graph into two exactly same portions is known as the axis of symmetry. So the axis of symmetry is x equals 9. The correct option is option number 2. So that is 1, 2, 3. That is negative 3. That is x equals negative 3. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is the minimum value of the function is 0. Option number 1 is the correct option. What are the coordinates of vertex? Which is the correct option? That is option number 2, negative 4 and 8. Option number 2 is the correct option. The correct option is the y-intercept is negative 1. Look at this graph. What is the coordinates of the vertex? That is 2 and 10. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is complete a function, table quadratic functions. Complete the table, that is f of d equals d square. So you have to calculate the value of d. You need to replace the d one by one. Like first time that would be d equals 1, then d equals 2, right? So you have to evaluate 1 square is 1, then 2 square is 4. Let's just start with the test questions. Complete the table. You are given the function that is f of r equals r square minus 5r. So let's just evaluate. That is for r equals 0, replace the r with 0, so that is 0. Then r equals 1. 1 minus 5 is negative 4. Then 2 square minus 5 times 2. 4 minus 10 is negative. That is 0, 4, negative 4, and negative 6. Option number 2 is the correct option. Complete the table, which is the correct option. Q equals negative 1. That is 2. You have 8 or 0. It is 0 times 2 is 0. Then you have 1. Again 2. 4 times 2, so that is 2, 0, 2, 8. Option number 2 is the correct option. Complete the table G square. That is option number 2 is the correct option. Complete the table, which is the correct option. Option number two is the correct option. Complete the table, which is the correct option. Option number two is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is graph quadratic function in vertex form. Graph quadratic functions in vertex form. Graph the function f of x equals x squared. So how do we graph a function? We need to find the vertex of the parabola and the 2 points on the graph. So you need to find the vertex first. So let's just put x, y, 0, 0 in the graph. So when you put x equals 0, you're left with the vertex is 0, 0. That means the graph is passing through the origin. Now you need to find two of the points on the parabola. So look at the point on the parabola where integer or half integer coordinates. One point is 1, 1. So here is the point 1, 1. So just join the point and make the parabola. Just look at the second one. Graph the function f of x equals x squared. So let's just put x and y 0, 0 to calculate the vertex. So then the vertex of the graph is at the origin, right? So let's just put any value of x when x equals 1, y is also. The next one is f of x equals 7x squared. So the vertex is again 0 and 0. So when x equals 1, you need a point. When x equals 1, y equals 7. So here is the point and vertex. Just join the point and vertex and you have the parabola. Okay, the next one is graph the function f of x equals 2x squared. The vertex of the graph is again 0, 0. You can see here, right? So now you have a point that is you can put x equals 1 by 2. So then y is also equal to 1 by 2. So you have a point 1 by 2 and 1 by 2. So join the vertex and the point and make the parabola. Okay, let's just start with the next lesson, that is transformations of quadratic functions. Find g of x where g of x is the translation 6 unit down. So that is translated 6 unit down. So that is g of x equals f of x minus 6. F of x is x squared. So that is x squared minus 6. So here is the table of transformation. You can keep this table in the mind. If h units, if the function is translated h unit left, then that would be f times x plus h. Let's just start with the test questions. Find g of x where g of x is a translation 8 unit up of f of x equals x squared. So which is the correct option? That is 8 unit up. So that is x squared plus 8. Option number 1 is the correct option. Find g of x where g of x is the translation 5 unit up of f of x equals x squared. So which is the correct option? The correct option is option number 1. That is x squared plus 5 because that is translated 5 units. So that would be added to the function. Find g of x where g of x is the translation 10 unit up of f of x equals x squared. So which is the correct option? That is x squared plus 10. Option number 1 is the correct option. Find g of x where g of x is the translation 3 unit down of f of x equals x squared. So which is the correct option? That is x squared minus 3. Option number 2 is the correct option. Find g of x where g of x is the translation 1 unit down of f of x equals x squared. That is x squared minus 1. Option number 1 is the correct option. F of x equals x squared. That is x squared minus 9. Option number 1 is the correct option. Find g of x where g of x is translation 5 units down. That is x square minus 5. Option number 2 is the correct option. Find g of x where g of x is a translation 6 units down. The correct option is x square minus 6. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 10 math. Chapter we're working on is quadratic equations. The lessons we have covered today are characteristics of quadratic equation, complete a function, table quadratic functions, graph quadratic functions in vertex form, transformations of quadratic functions. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you, or either you can write down the questions in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.